If the same things keep happening to you, maybe the problem isn't the world. Maybe it's the mirror you refuse to look into. Have you ever noticed how certain situations just keep coming back? The same type of person who disappoints you. The same pattern of abandonment disguised as circumstance. The same visceral feeling that no matter how hard you try to change cities, jobs, social circles, you always end up in the same emotional place. And then you blame fate, bad luck, misfortune, the universe conspiring against you. But what if I told you that the universe isn't against you? What if in fact it's trying to show you something you've been avoiding looking at for years, maybe even your whole life? Freud called this the compulsion to repeat. The unconscious mind recreates the same painful scenarios, not because you are masochistic or self-destructive by nature, but because it still believes that this time you will finally resolve what was left unresolved in the past. The problem is that you don't resolve it. You just change the setting, change the characters, and keep repeating the same emotional script. And the more you repeat it, the more you convince yourself that the problem is outside, that the world is unfair, that people are all the same, that you were born under an unlucky star. But the truth is different, and it hurts much more than accepting that you are unlucky. The truth is that you are the author of the repetition. Not in the sense that you want to suffer, but in the sense that there is a part of you, deeply unconscious, that keeps recreating the same emotional conditions because they are familiar. And familiarity, even when it is painful, offers a false sense of control. It's as if your mind says, I prefer the pain I know to the uncertainty of the unknown. So you sabotage yourself. You make the wrong choices, you repeat. And until you face this, until you stop looking outward and finally turn your gaze inward, the universe will continue to give you the same lesson in increasingly painful ways until you finally learn, because it doesn't make mistakes. It just insists. The first thing you need to understand is that no one sees their own patterns while they are inside them. It's like trying to read the label from inside the bottle. You are so immersed in your way of feeling, reacting, choosing, that everything seems natural, normal, inevitable. You look at your life and think, that's just how things are. But they're not. That's how things have been. Because you unconsciously keep recreating the same emotional conditions that lead you to the same result. Think about it. How many times have you entered a relationship thinking that this time it will be different, only to realize months later that you are experiencing the same dynamics as before? Maybe the person is physically different, has a different profession, a different accent, but the feeling is the same. That need to prove your worth, that silent fear of being abandoned, that constant tension of never being enough. And when it ends, you swear that the problem was the other person, that you got unlucky again. But was it really bad luck? Or did you deep down choose someone who would put you in exactly the same emotional place you already know? Because the unknown, even if it's potentially better, terrifies you? Or maybe it's at work. You change companies, change fields, even change careers, but you always end up in the same type of environment. There's always that boss who doesn't value you. There's always that colleague who sabotages you. There's always that feeling that no matter how hard you try, you're never seen. And you start to believe that this is just how the corporate world is, that there's no place where you'll be recognized. But what if the problem isn't the job market? What if you unconsciously put yourself in positions where invisibility is guaranteed? Because deep down, you're terrified of being truly seen, because being seen means being judged, and being judged means running the risk of being rejected. So you hide but complain about the shadow, and it doesn't stop there. Think about friendships. How many times have you found yourself giving much more than you received? Always available, always present, always solving other people's problems. But when you need help, no one shows up, and you feel used, discarded, invisible. But instead of questioning the pattern, you just look for new friendships and recreate the same dynamic. Why? Because you learned at some point in your life that your value lies in what you do for others, not in who you are. So you give of yourself to the point of exhaustion, hoping that this time someone will finally see you, but no one sees you. Because the people you choose are precisely those who will use you, because that's what you unconsciously allow. The great illusion is to think that things happen to you, that you are just a passive recipient of life's circumstances. But the truth is that you are an active participant, even when you don't realize it. Every choice you make, every yes and every no you give, every person you allow into or out of your life, all of this is being filtered by an invisible belief system that you have built up over the years. And this system was put together for the most part from painful experiences that you never fully processed. So what happens? You spend your whole life reacting to old wounds as if they were still open, because in a way they are. You know that phrase, you attract what you are. It's a bit of a cliche, but it hides a profound philosophical truth. It's not about energy or vibration in a mystical sense. It's about psychological coherence. You don't attract random people and situations. You attract what confirms what you already believe about yourself. If you believe deep down that you don't deserve to be loved, you will find people who treat you as if you don't deserve it. If you believe that the world is hostile, you will interpret even neutral gestures as threats. And then you say, see, I knew it. But you didn't know. You created it. And the scariest thing is that this happens completely unconsciously. You don't wake up in the morning thinking, today I'm going to sabotage my happiness again. No, you just act on autopilot, guided by fears and beliefs you don't even know you have. And life, patient and relentless, keeps holding up the same mirror to you until you finally stop, look at it, and ask, what is it in me that keeps creating this? Think of it as a reality filter. You don't see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. If you carry a wound of rejection, you will interpret neutral situations as rejection. If you have a deep belief of inadequacy, you will sabotage opportunities before you even try, just so you don't risk failing and confirming what you already believe. And then you say, I knew it wouldn't work. But it wasn't the universe against you. It was you against yourself. And you know what's most painful? It's that this repetition is not conscious. You truly believe that you are changing, that you are trying new things, that you are doing your best. But what you're actually doing is changing the scenarios and keeping the script the same. It's like watching the same movie with different actors and expecting a different ending. It's not going to happen. Because the problem isn't with the actors, it's with the script you keep giving them. But why do we repeat? What is so powerful about this compulsion that keeps us stuck in the same cycles, even when they destroy us? The answer lies in the most inaccessible place in your mind. And that is precisely why it continues to control you. Freud had a disturbing theory. Human beings do not repeat for pleasure, but out of a psychological need to dominate what once dominated them. He called this the compulsion to repeat. And it works something like this. When you go through a